Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. This is a ladder match on ZD Rasty Light. Light meaning it has a few less mexes, maybe quite a few less mexes. Similar reclaim, I think, though there's quite a lot of mass on this map. Quite a lot in mid. And it's sort of annoying to grab because see all these the trees will slow you down. Lots of NGs needed. The players are blast. No longer chilled. He's playing Aeon in the blue, and we have Blork of the Com Clan playing UEF in the red. This is the player formerly known as Congreve. Gone. First land is going to be making 4 labs planned after this first engineer. First engineer going to build a mex. Grab the nearest bit of reclaim. And then get some mexes and then some more reclaim. And then he's going to make a lot of labs. 4 labs. That is a lot. Congreve on a very low rating for his skill level. Because, as we may see during this game, he likes to experiment on ladder. Let's say it that way. I don't think he takes it particularly seriously. From what I've seen. And I think we'll see something a bit interesting from him in this game as well. Nice build from Blast Shield, build some power with his commander, and then afterwards moves to continue building, concentrating all his build power in the one place. As NGs expand, this guy is going to be a big target for this Labarino. Slab has a scout. This one moving towards the base. So moving over here, and I don't know what this last lab will do. I guess maybe it's like a bit of a backup. If this guy gets killed somehow, then there's no way Blast will expect yet another lab. That's the thing about making so many labs. Your opponent always thinks it's the last lab that they've killed, and then you have just one more lurking around somewhere. And you see the problem with making so many labs at the start. A lot of resources in the bank for Blork. He's not going to hang around with his commander because he needs to get across the water to this expansion. There's water blocking your closest expansion, which can make this map quite annoying. See, the Aeon player has a nice advantage in that. Well, this water is no deterrent, no obstacle to their 2 on land. And so they have a much better time expanding, much easier time protecting the expansion. That was nice micro for Blork, but not quite good enough. Congreve didn't manage to out micro. It's quite difficult to out micro an Aurora with a lab. Actually, it's easier now than it was because Aurora have a slower muzzle velocity on their shot. There's 2 inties out for Blast Shield. You can see Blast Shield doesn't have to move across the pond so quickly with Zasu because he has the Aurora to defend, and got one engineer kill here for Blork. I should say Congreve. Congreve has 1 engineer kill. Almost killed this Aurora, and now the Aurora is not in position to defend. It's NG. Oh, wake up. Run, little man. Slab over here gets taken out, and Congreve is already moving to T2 land. I should mention that. 25% of the way there. And we have a few strikers moving down as well. Still Blast Shield. Oh, he's actually idle here with the ASU. It's not too good. And this lab missed out on the engineer kill. That's quite unfortunate. Congreve should have got that kill for sure. Maybe he'll move back there. He is moving back there now. And I think he can be in time to deny the factory. Now we have a bomber moving across. And it looks like Blast Shield has more air. Although, second air factory being added. Ooh, raid. This guy probably has a vet now. Look at that. Radar and an engineer kill in middle. And we already have a transport for Blast Shield. Now there are a couple of plateaus to expand to. But it's quite expensive to make a transport so early. Now we have, yeah, that engineer got killed. The factory is denied, but the strikers look like they're gonna get wrecked by Aurora. There's no micro. Congreve taking free damage, and he is gonna lose this fight. Surely, maybe not. No micro now from Blast Shield, and the third tank comes in. Two of them are low. The Aurora get wrecked. In fact, they had no scout with them, it seemed. And now, Blork has more expansion because his AC is already across. He already has a factory up, so he can get engineers out, make the Hydro, get the reclaim. You can see there's a lot of reclaim in the expansion as well as mass and energy. More T1 land factories going up for Blast Shield. He has no idea that there's T2 land all just complete. Has he seen this? Oh. He has just scouted, and this has just upgraded, so we'll have to see T2 land from Blast Shield, because Aurora versus higher tech land units do not fare well at all. And that's why Congreve has so quickly moved to T2 land, I believe. Well, first thing out, T2 engineer. And well then, 16 Sparkies queued up in this T2 land factory. 16 Sparkies. Get ready for some Sparky gameplay. Blast Shield now reclaiming some power. Now that's could be a problem once he gets his mass over here in his expansion. He did overbuild, but I guess it's just well, because his expansion was slow. Oops, we forgot a mech here. So he's dropped his plateau. I think, apologies for the cough, I'm a little sick, but I think Blast should go for this plateau. Maybe if you really rush to transport that fast, you should try steal your opponent's plateau. But I guess it's always going to be very difficult to hold on to that because it's right next to the expansion. You have to very quickly get up defenses if you're going to hold it, and you're at risk of losing your air. Now that's a dead transport, but at the cost of the inties, and this plateau is still taken by Congreve. He just doesn't get to drop further down. He probably would have dropped here or down in this area somewhere, maybe down here, to get a PD, get some reclaim and such. Congreve with a big score lead already, and the Sparkies are moving out. Now Sparkies have jamming, and that costs 15 power maintenance. Oh, bomber. That's a nice bomber, actually. Very nice bomber. Then gonna force another transport so that this mechs and this Hydro can be taken by Congreve. So really nice bomber there by Blast Shield. Very nice move. Could also now attempt to drop here with his transport. That would be salt in the wound. T2 air from Blast Shield. He's not going T2 land, he's going T2 air. And he started a mechs upgrade. You can see adjacent to 3 P-gens. So if you look, it's minus 50 power. And if you want to upgrade this one, you can see be minus 59, minus 60 really. So saves a bit of power. Basically makes these P-gens produce 10 more power if you think about it that way. So few extra points there for efficiency. T2 PD goes up in middle. Not sure about the positioning. Oh, we have T2 land over here, and that is also making Sparkies. We have one out already. We have a PD to defend. Already 5 kills on that dude. Let's see, do we have just... Well, I can't see the build queue. Love that bug. And I'm gonna guess it's just Sparkies. How many Sparkies do we have already? 9 Sparkies. And we have 2 PDs. Look at this one. Very far forward. And the ACU as well there to support. And not many units. 20 T1 units. Some anti-air. A bit of flak. And the rest is Sparkies and T2PD. What does Blast Shield see right now? Well, he sees a PD here. Oh, we can see... You can see the Sparkies. And we can see the telltale signature of jamming here. Yeah, when you see all these signatures moving in unison, that's jamming. And once it's scouted, the fake blips disappear. The Sparkies are revealed, and look at these PDs. Let me just show you when you're not stalling, although I have a bit of a stall here. Just 37 seconds, and a Sparky will build a T2PD for you. The Sparkies have 5 more build power than a T2 engineer, and the bonus points for having a lot of HP on an engineer and a weapon, and being very quick as well. And this is full on pure Sparky gameplay. 18 Sparkies. PDs going up everywhere. Look at this. How can Blast Shield possibly do anything against this right now? He has nothing versus all this PD. Blark doesn't even need his commander. We have T1 bombers coming in now. The ACU is making double gun, and T2PD is such a great weapon versus commanders, obviously, because it has the range advantage. Triads do a lot of damage, have plenty of HP, and this is going to be real tough for Blast Shield. I mean, what does he do here? He does not have T2 land, so we have no MMLs whatsoever, and he's just lost air while having T2 air. Flax are defending the Sparkies and PD, and Blast Shield is moving. Well, here's T2 land. Another T2 PGen. I don't know if he needs that much power right now. That seems excessive to me. We have some energy storage going up, so I hope we get a shield to protect that. And we have a lot of arties coming up, so fervors. With enough fervors, certainly he can get in on top of these PDs and take them out. And actually, coming out of the water, maybe he can... Oh, he's actually just above the water. Maybe he can be targeted. I think he probably can't be targeted, actually, so maybe the PDs near the water can be ambushed. And look at the bombers killing everything. PDs trying to go up, but the bombers doing so much damage. And there's so many of them. And this looks really good for Congreve right now, but the ACU appears out of the water, takes out multiple Sparkies, overcharging them, and the Sparkies trying to run away. Another one goes down, and this double gun comm is actually doing decent damage. But there's going to be a limit to where he can go. He cannot continue pushing. That's a TML as well. One thing about the Sparky, if you don't know, is that it has a limited amount of buildings that it can construct. So it can't build stealth. Yes, it can't build basically economy buildings, can't build factories, it can build defenses. And that is it. So you won't get any factories, but you can build shields, PDs, TMD, TML, and yes, flak and arty, and also walls. So there are some limits to what the Sparky can do, but oh, getting overcharging on these guys. Do it. Where's the overcharge? Oh, he's retreating. There's 2 PDs in range of him. And look at this PD creep into the expansion now. There's nothing. There's nothing. We had TML come in and take out a PGen and also a Mex, it seems. And Blast Shield is in such a bad way. We have a little... There's a tiny raid. There's PD destroying the expansion now. You can see the fervors do such great damage. They are actually doing quite a decent job here. Another PD may go down. Oh, just 50 HP left on it. And the commander defending as best he can, getting overcharges in, killing Sparkies. Standing in ranges T1 PD for so long, that did a huge amount of damage to him. And we have Flax now to defend. And Blast Shield is in survival mode right now. Pure survival mode. Little raid on the top left here. Oh, these PDs actually firing up the cliff. That's not going to happen for them. Shield started and cancelled. Only one T2 PGen. I guess he has quite a lot of mass now. I think he's getting a decent amount of reclaim from this position, but look at the expansion. It's been wiped. And although this looks like a lot of units, it's all Sparkies. And they're fucking jamming. Look at this. How many Sparkies do we have on the map right now? Holy shit. 35 Sparkies. 12 T1 bombers. T1 bombers just being spammed. There's no inties. The bombers simply retreat towards the flak, and they're quite fine. Here are the MMLs though, and there's quite a few of them. And maybe we can see some pushback here because it's going to be difficult to make TMD now in time. There's no shield. Not really that much power overflow, so you can't really afford to spam a lot of shields. I think actually a huge amount of the power is going to go into just powering the Sparky jamming, so definitely worth turning it off for a lot of these guys. And now Sparky's just running in, attempting to use their guns against the MMLs. That does not seem... Oh, he just captured that T1 PD with the Sparkies and is now building more T1 PD so quickly. He doesn't... Oh my god. He can just continue walking in, but the overcharges are surely going to come in and demolish these Sparkies quickly. T1 bombers coming in, stunning the Sparkies. And shield actually on this commander now. And the Sparkies start running away. So commander with shield can just tank any damage here, get in overcharges and destroy this. But the MMLs have been killed. And actually, oh, he needs to keep running with the Sparkies. This commander is pushing. And we have, yeah, it's all fervors. Fervors, MMLs, and Blast Shield is just trying to hang on. If Congreve can spam T1 PD, he will actually be able to even maybe kill this commander, but he looks like he just wants to use the guns. That does not seem right, to try and use the guns here. Oh, if he just spammed T1 PD, I think he could actually just destroy everything here. Although there are a lot of fervors building up, and now he's just running into the base. Oh, he's trying to capture the energy storage. Oh my god, Congreve is just pure taking the piss. He just he captured the energy storage. Now it's going to be targeted by the enemy units, and the energy storage is going to explode, killing... Well, unfortunately, it's only going to mostly kill the Sparkies of Congreve, rather than anything too valuable. The PGen is still alive. And I get the feeling Congreve is taking the piss right now. Look at this, forward T2 factory spamming with assistance Sparkies as he colonizes The expansion T1 Pigeons being built over here is an emergency measure. There's a bit of defenses on either side. It's now behind enemy lines here. And more T1 bombers coming. Just continued Sparky spam. But Blast is not giving up. He's not ready to quit yet. Oh, so many bombers coming in after that shield ACU. That's just not gonna happen. Sparky's now pouring across the water towards the base, but there's an obsidian here. Takes out the Sparky. So now we have a lot of fervors backing up this ACU, and these PDs are going to disappear very quickly. Look at the damage from the fervors. Very high damage PDs. Very accurate. And their downfall is the lack of AoE, so they're not good versus armies. Very good versus stationary targets. They have a huge damage output. That shit looks like he's missing. Oh no, he has a single TMD here. And he's making T2 mexes as well in his core. Probably needs a bit more TMD. And he can get a lot of reclaim now. Look at all this. It's quite a decent amount of reclaim. And Congreve's only slightly ahead in reclaim, but quite a bit ahead on total mass. Very far ahead in total mass. Still quite a bit ahead on generated mass. Even though he has no mex upgrades, he just has a lot more map control than Blast, and also is giving in and making some T1 units. I feel like that's cheating. I thought this was Sparky only gameplay, but oh well. We got some strikers doing damage as well. T2 mexes in the base. Still a single T2 P-Gen. A lot of obsidians coming out. Quite a lot of obsidians. Obsidian's not going to be too great versus T2PD considering the massive range difference. They're going to take a lot of free damage before they start dishing out their own damage versus T2PDs. And now T2PD on the cliff here. Blast Shield just gets just under the water enough to stop getting shot at. So maybe he can get in here and take this out, but there's T1 PDs defending the T2 PDs as well now. MMLs, there is a bit of a pushback here. But still, you can't imagine Blast is gonna come back from this unless Congreve really allows it to happen. So many bombers coming in after this expansion. There's the T2 mechs here that could be killed and a lot of power. Blast hasn't reacted to this at all. No anti-air going up. Inties are coming across now. The T1 PD is taken out, and now this army can actually move in. Unless another PD goes up, this is surely going to die. The bombers go down to Inties. Quite a few kills on this TML. How many Sparkies do we have now? We've lost quite a few Sparkies, so we're still growing. 45 Sparkies right now on the map. 10,000 mass of Sparkies. Holy shit. And how many PDs? We've lost a few of them, but he actually has more mass in Sparkies than he has in T2PD right now. 9,000. But we also have quite a few T1, and we have a TML, of course. T2PD. Oh, that was a lot of dead Sparkies. And this ACU is full vet a long time ago. And now I think Congreve's really expecting the game should have been over by now. And it really should have, I think. TML, actually. Nice idea from Blast. He can actually TML, well, for example, the TML right here. And he can go ahead and start TMLing PDs across the map. And that's going to be very efficient. 120 mass for a missile. and I think it's like 800 mass maybe for a TML. Oh, it's actually cheaper for Aeon, 700 mass for TML for Aeon. And Triad costs 540 mass, I believe. Yeah, so well worth TMLing those PDs, and I think that's what this TML is for, because there are no T2 mexes to TML. And look at this pushback. All these fervors. The Obsidian's tanking a lot of damage from the T2 PDs, and then the fervors come in and deal so much damage to take them out very quickly. And also MML's doing damage. These MMLs do a lot of damage per shot. They do, I think, 600 damage per shot. They have a low rate of fire, but there's no TMD here to defend against them. So they're going to get rid of these triads very quickly. And considering there's no army, barring the weapons on the Sparkies, then if these PDs disappear, then there's actually nothing else around. The commander's just chilling in the water. Doesn't really have any dog in this fight. He's just the commander, you know. He leads from the back, relaxes on the beach, chills in the hot tub, and lets the robots do the fighting. Still left expansion. It's just all Congreves. Look at all these engineers trying to steal reclaim from various places. This up here has died, I believe, to bombers quite a while ago. And this army has now gotten very, very small as it gets... He walks past here, killing all the PDs, and then behind him there's still Sparkies alive building PDs like this one. And even the damage from the Sparkies weapons, taking out all the fervors, and there's only a few obsidians and one Evensong on full vet. Look at that, full vet Evensong. How many people have seen that? 2,697 mass killed. 1,500, 1,800 on that obsidian. Round 2, more PDs have been built, and more obsidians and fervors are coming through to absolutely wreck them. But if we look at the kills, it's better for Blastio. He's being more efficient with his kills. And he's pushing back. He still has to go through so many PDs, but this little elite force has now reached the expansion. It's killed some mexes along the way, killed a lot of PD along the way. There's just more and more Sparkies stealing reclaim and building more PDs, but this is really quite ridiculous. What is Blork doing? What is he doing? Okay, another T2PD goes up on the wreckage of an old one. It's very quickly dying to the gun commander and fervors that are already in range, taking it out, and bombers also now stunning and killing the Sparkies. You can see just how absurdly fast they can build T2PD, but right now he should be building T1, and then maybe he could do some damage, but he's just losing all the Sparkies, and that's killing. You can see this ratio is getting very bad because of all the wasted Sparkies. They may have a weapon, but they're not combat units. Some damage done, but all the vets have died, and that's going to be some reclaim. Much needed for Blork. Or Congreve. He still has so much more mass income. He has almost the entire map. He's actually dropped now up here, or maybe he edge built a factory up here, and then edge built another factory up here. 2-tier edge building to steal this expansion. But now another army has been formed, another sizable army. 7 obsidians, a flak, a lot of fervors, and a few scouts to help out. And he's pushing out. All the PDs have been removed, leaving juicy reclaim. Congreve still leading in reclaim. But how do you even win this game though? Because he was very close to winning and then that really stopped. And Blast is just shutting down every attempt to spam these Sparkies and get PDs into the base. Unless he can get PDs into the base, he can't really kill Blast. And Blast now has, well, maybe overbuild power there a bit, but he's gonna need power for the Obsidians. I guess with this power overflow, it might be time to mix in those mobile shields for sure. They are so useful. But look at this, he's just pushing. Just looking for the places where there's only 1 or 2 PDs and then just walking over that, killing the PD. Oh, he should take this out. He's left it alive. The flak gets sniped by 2 on bombers. Are you kidding me? And now this army needs to be defended by inties. There's a flak in the area. And again, more PDs being spammed. The Obsidians being trapped by an army of Sparkies. Holy shit. But now, Blast changes the angle of attack, starts moving to the right. Gonna clear this out instead, because there's so many PDs. Congreve just wants to trap this poor fucker in a cage of triads. Blast gonna make some eco, add some storage to his mexes, making T2 mexes here as well. So he's trying to stay in this game, trying to grow his eco, because if we look, there's no eco from Congreve. He is not interested in doing anything other than Sparky. He's now made it an arty, extremely expensive weapon, and it's ahead of the T2PDs, and that is a bad place to be. Now, it did need to be that far forward to really hit the vital targets in the base, but maybe the arty should have been over on this side, actually. That would have been the better play, maybe. If you have an arty over here, and then have the PDs in front, because he didn't have the ground in front here to make the PDs. And so he can't defend the arty, and now the army moves in, the mobile shields are here. Obsidians, fervors dealing massive damage, and the ACU behind them adding its own damage and being very tanky. A lot of HP on this. 25,000 mass killed now on that ACU. And all these PDs are cleared out yet again. MMLs, fervors, obsidians, mobile shields. Clearly effective versus these triads. And again, a lot of Sparkies died there, as well as all those triads and the T2 arty. And now he's going to try and clear out the bottom left expansion and also push out in this direction. Has some flax. He's wary of some snipe. Have to be. Oh, the Sparky's getting wrecked. He's reclaiming the obsidians. He just reclaimed 2 obsidians with the Sparkies. And now he's killing them with the weapons as well. You can see why Congreve is not making anything with Sparkies. They're pretty fucking good. Oh damn, this Sparky on the gameplay is amazing. But it's not working right now. You still look at the mass. 177k mass. I mean, it worked extremely well, but maybe he should have switched out of Sparkies. It seems like he's conducting an experiment here. Congreve is. Oh, the overcharge on the PD and another overcharge. And now we look at the army. We look at the resources. We have reclaim being built, being gathered. 45,000 reclaim. We have 13 obsidians, 6 flax, even songs, many fervors. And I think we're running out of Sparkies, actually. Well, we're not at all. They're just quite spread out. We have a lot of them back here. We're running out of mass, most importantly. And we've lost... Congreve's lost the reclaim. He's getting pushed back. and he's losing a lot of ground. And he has no economy to fall back on, no T2 mexes. He has no army. It's going to be very difficult to rebuild those PDs. And look, oh, it just gets pinged instantly by a MML. And now, even before it's completed, the fervors are on top. And all these Sparkies are going to die as well. And the ratio just gets worse. 1.6 kills to losses ratio for Blast Shield. This looks rough. And look at this army. It's coming straight for the base. Maybe the one place where there's no T2PD. Right here. Where are the T2PDs that are left? We have on the right side, we have some here. And we actually have two T2 arties coming after the base and T1 bombers. T2 arties shooting across the pond. They're going to be hard to deal with. But there's an army and a decked out ACU coming straight for the base. There's one T2PD about to be finished just as all the units get into range. And there's nothing else. The T2 PGen is here. Many T1 PGens are here. The HQ. Two support factories. And these arties are actually landing. There goes a T2 PGen. Blast is losing. Oh, he just lost all his T2 PGens to the arty. After losing 2 or 3, he then had no power to run the shield. And holy! And just as this is happening, Blast chill kills Congreve's HQ. Doesn't have the shield anymore thanks to having negative 1400 power, and also crucially means his obsidians do not have shields. But all these units coming straight for Congreve's base, and Blast Shield maybe can find somewhere to spam some T1 power. He's trying to build shields. That's not gonna happen. There's no value in that. He needs to spam T1 PGens over here, maybe where at the back of his base, as far away from Sparkies as he can. Congreve's base is destroyed. Now he does have... Well, he can't make any more Sparkies, that's for sure. He's lost the HQ. How many Sparkies does he have left? Well, we're down to just 21. The lowest it's been at for quite a while. But he has a lot of T1 power, so he's actually... Oh, he hasn't lost his T2 PGen yet. Oh, he has a second over here as well. That's not in a very safe location. So... Oh, damn. Congreve lost his base now. Surely, all Blast Shield needs is just a bit more power. Just a bit. Not even a lot. And look, the arty has done a lot of damage. It's going to be targeting the HQs now. This T2 PGen is surely still in range of the two arties. They have to be killed before Blast Shield can really be confident. But, well, Blast Shield could just... Well, he can continue. There's no defenses in a lot of these places. Now that he's gone past the PDs, he can turn back and kill all of this stuff with arties simply. And the ACU still has no peer, as Congreve has no upgrades, has been chilling the entire game. He's building T1 PDs, T1 power in the middle of the map there, Blast Shield is. And now, well, well, there goes the T2 HQ. The arties, damn, if he started these arties a while ago, like, if he had gone for the arties a lot sooner, after the T2PD, I think he would have crushed from the other side of the pond. And he just lost the T2 PGen again. He built it in range of the fucking arties. That is unforgivable. You can very simply check the range of an arty by trying to build your own, by just doing that. And then you see, and if you really need to, you can mark it with a ping marker so that you don't build it in range, but you just build it back here. And then you're safe. But now the ACU moving into this location. There's one T1 PD, there's one T2 PD, and that is not enough to stop this fully vetted commander. Turns off the shield because he didn't have power to use it, and now the army follows up, and this new HQ is going to go down, and Congreve is screwed, no doubt. Now he has shielded his Clinkhammers, and they're going to continue to pummel this base, but maybe Blast Shield has enough energy to keep making more shields. Doesn't look like it. Both these Pigeons are in range again of the Arties, but Congreve hasn't scouted it. Doesn't have even an air factory, I think, at this point. Doesn't have any air units other than, well, he has 2 bombers and 5 2-on transports. And he's lost both his bases. He's trying to make T2 on his commander. I don't think that's going to happen. Trying to get a Hydra up to get at least some power. He's trying to build this other Hydra as well. But now T2 air moving across the map. And this game is over. There's nothing he can do versus the gunships that are spread around. There's not much anti-air for him. There's a few flax, but that's about it. We have some T1A as well down here. Now, T1 transports. Looks like he wanted to try and drop some units across here, maybe. But now without scouting, he can't continue doing damage with the arties. He could have continued. He could have actually just continued killing this power because Blast Shield keeps making it in range of the arties. But this is it. Torp bombers came out to try and force him out of the water. He comes out to face gunships and a double gun Aeon commander and a lot of fervors, and Congreve is doomed. This is the end. And well then, there's a game for you. Congreve really testing the limits of what Sparkies can do, and he really was absolutely crushing. I think the test was a success. Just I think he really wished the game had just, think he wished his opponent had just quit after he'd utterly crushed him. He then refused to switch into anything other than Sparkies and T2PD, unfortunately. I think he could have even just, yeah, he could have got away with just not switching into anything and just making arties over here, and then that would have ended the game. But he thought of it a bit too late. He started with the arty up here, and that was too easy to be killed with all this fervor, Aeon gun and obsidian right next door. He couldn't protect the arty here, and decided over here, and they did amazing work. But if he had gone for this first and a bit sooner, after he'd already secured the map control, which he had the entire map. He had even killed this up here. Just go for the arties a bit sooner on this side and he would have absolutely crushed him, won the game. But yeah, Blast persevered against his stubborn opponent. They were both very stubborn players in this one, and Blast comes out the winner. 40k killed by this double gun commander. 263 kills. How many of those were Sparkies, I wonder? GG, well played, both players, and thanks for watching this absurd game. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one.